Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are playing Puss in the Boots, Pedro's Great Adventure. Alright, the West, New York. Why do we have Puss in Boots Space Wars Arena? What the hell? What's going on with Puss in Boots where he's got apparently a gun and we're in the Old West? Alright, right off the bat, like, I mean, isn't the whole point? Jesus. Alright, so you do have different levels of jump. You have a big jump and a little jump. So slow on everything. This is very disappointing, just as far as actual, like, the way the game plays and the graphics of everything, like, with everything blowing up, like, so slowly, it really does remind you of, like, some of the newer Atari-esque games. Where it's not like the old school Atari, but it's also, you know, just kind of like things should render better, faster. And all in all, there's like nothing going on in the level. You got a couple horseshoes. Like, it's so boring. The level looks, it's just the constant same thing over and over again. So you can actually kind of run. If you push forward and do a very small jump, it's almost like running. So they got that going. Other than that, like, what is the point of the game? Like, really? So that was a level. Like, it's so sad. Like, the things they did to poor kids. Like, this is more of a kid's game. But honestly, it's almost insulting. And more of the same, like, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Like, at this point, you almost get bored and just don't care. Like, the game is so basic. It's like, you get a lot of stuff that you... Some of this you almost feel like you can't avoid. You definitely don't handle very well in a lot of... I kind of get that on this instance where you're in a submarine. I get that they don't handle overly well. Okay, so you can jump on things like your Mario. I kind of noticed that, but I didn't pay that much attention to it earlier. But yeah, just now with the whole, I wonder if there's anything in here. Like, we're gonna spend a little time seeing if there's anything kind of. Oh, so we can blow up all of it. I thought we can only do the odd colored ones. But no, you can literally blow your way through the whole thing. But I'm not really seeing... That was interesting. Not really seeing anything special or particular going on here. Like if you don't want to actually do anything, you can just sit at the bottom like here and just work your way through the 2 blocks. We could play a little Metroid, kind of, but not nearly as good. Oh, and we got enemies that just go right through rock. You gotta love that, right? Alright, so I'm not looking like there's anything particular or special in any of these. I'm guessing it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's just destructible. So is this like a invincible? Yeah, alright. Like this game is so basic on so many levels. And just, oh, we do have a boss. Okay, well, it looks terrible. I mean, the art design, everything about the game. This is kind of ridiculous. You can't destroy the stupid mice, so, like, it just sits there and... Most of them, they're really hard to... Like, you get in a spot where you can't avoid them at all. And we're barely doing any damage to the boss. Like, this is just one of those things where it's just really ridiculous. Can we literally just sit next to the guy right here and... Yeah, actually, the closer you are, the easier and the better it is. Because you can kind of avoid the falling things a lot easier. He's just a bullet sponge, too. Like, again, why is Puss in Boots with a gun instead of a sword? Okay, now he's getting a little more vicious on that. Oh, did we not get hit by that? Come on, like the whole... You know what? The game is just too awful to even want to bother with anything else on it. Like, what happens if we continue? Are we at the boss, or we're in the ocean? Oh, we are at the boss. Okay, well, with that being said, we will attempt the boss one more time. This is just long for the sake of being long. There's no reason for it. Alright, that time we barely got touched. So we went there, they're already... Like, I'm hoping you would figure there might be more, but it almost seems like we're going to be like... We do this and that one, fight a boss, do those two, fight a boss, and the game's over. Like, that's what it seems like right here. Why are we in cars and submarines? Like, do you remember any of this in any of the Puss in Boots? Whether it be the books or the cartoons, movies, like any of it? Because as far as I know, I've never seen the Puss in Boots do anything other than be a fantasy sword swinging character in everything. But yeah, here we are shooting things in a car, and a bird just shit on us, or attempted to shit on us. And the bats, like every other game, I swear, I've said it once, I'm going to say it again. Somebody somewhere set up that this is what bats are going to do, and every video game ever made from that point on did the exact same thing, where bats go up and down in the V, and did you see the bullet just stuck in, and that's the level. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like we're going to beat this game in, like, no time. And now we're going to get in a plane. Alright, so planes, trains, and automobiles. The levels are short as hell, are unimaginative, are boring. So pretty much if we just stood up here, we can just... I feel like we could just go through the whole level without even touching the controller. We're just going to sit here. We're going to see what happens. I mean, there's an extra life, but do we care? Oh, we did get hit from behind. Fair enough. We might actually die from that. But until then, I'm just going to see what happens through this whole thing. Live or die, we're just going to go with it. And we might be able to position ourselves maybe further back. Okay, so we do have to hit the button on this guy. Alright, fair enough. But virtually the entire level, we could just stick ourselves in the corner and be fine. So lightning bolts did hit us, it looks like. Or something hit us from behind. Okay, if I remember correctly, there's an extra life right here. Yeah, alright. Alright, well let's, we ain't there yet. So we can't do it without getting hit, but, so we have an alien that's... Okay, so we pretty much could have done that. So that was more or less what you could do, is just sit up top. That's sad right there, man. Oh my lord. Okay, so we done... That was Space Wars. Okay, now we're at Liberty, London. They kind of don't move. They only move with you to a point. I think this has the most enemies that we've seen pretty much in the entire game, all here. Alright, let's try to do this properly, I guess. Okay, so now we're doing some Mega Man, huh? Nah. Not quite the jump off that I was expecting. And again, no originality. They didn't put any effort into any of the level design in any of this. Did that even do anything? Oh. And the awful jumping. Of course, right? All right, let's continue. Let's see if let's see where we start off at. Right there. So you can pretty much continue your way through this game. The jumping is so bad. It's so inconsistent. Like 1 minute you're like, oh, we're here, and then all of a sudden it's like you'll jump this little bit. This is absolutely stupid. Okay, what are we even hitting to do damage to this guy? We haven't done a single point of damage at all to him. Not a single point of damage was done. So yeah, we got to the last boss, which you can't actually hit. And he just annihilates you. Alright, well that, my friends, is Puss in Boots, and that is a game that I highly suggest you bypass. It's janky as hell, it's poorly done, it's uncreative, it's just awful. Like, it's playable, but it's so boringly playable that we pretty much did the entire game in 15 minutes on a first playthrough, never playing it before. We died more times just with the janky jumping on a jumping level than we did the entire game put together. And it's just... And then we get to the last boss, which is unkillable. I mean, I'm sure there's a trick somewhere in there. And if we didn't die... We could pretty much probably beat this entire... Or go all the way to the boss on one life. Probably easy peasy. But I don't want to try it because I did not have fun at all. The level designs are short. They are short and sweet, but they're also short and boring, short and stupid, short and repetitive, with virtually nothing going on. I think this level we had like, what, one wheel, a couple tumble wheels, a few horseshoes, and whatever those blobby things are. In the water level we even had less. We had what, 4 enemies I think total? The mech fish, 2 fishes, and the one thing that was going up in the water. When we did fly, we did have a couple enemies there, and then the London, we had some stuff. Other than that, I mean, it was awful. I was wondering how we switched to the things. So you can get a... But anyways, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, you have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.